we'll still start talking when we get started here. Just okay, lose the headphone, please. I don't want you to be getting, information from someone.
I might not. I might be cheating.
Yeah, you could be cheating. You would never know.
Yeah.
Also, because we are doing a mock debate of something in the Senate, you would never be wearing a hat. So you can lose those as well. All right, so just as a reminder, as your teacher, I will be grading you during this period of time. Not only on your presentation of your information, but also on the notes that you're taking when other people are speaking. Okay, so that you can respond to what other people have to say. Like I told you yesterday, you're going to be called on, okay? So I do not know the order. I am not in control of that. You'll speak from this podium. This one right here. Okay, you'll need to take your notes up there, but not your computer. But you can take notes on your computer, but your speech, right, what you're going to say, should come up here. Remember, when you're speaking, to sound passionate. Right? Pick the words that you want to emphasize. Passion can be very convincing. Remember to look up, right? Don't put your head in the podium. Okay? We want to see your bright and shining faces. And then use evidence when you can, right? Make sure you guys have some good arguments there. I'd love to hear the evidence that you have. And then respond to the person who spoke before you or the person who spoke before you. Okay, do some refutations, some responses. Hello, Lindsay.
Hi.
Come on in. Who else are we missing?
I believe we're missing Catherine.
Catherine and Nick are working.
And
Okay, so
Nate.
Nate's right here.
Server offline.
Where?
Right there.
Oh, sorry. Vivi was there.
Vivi, how dare you? I think we are ready.
Okay. Then I'm going to say, Senate will come to order. The clerk will call the roll. And I'll be the journal clerk and the presiding officer as well. So taking the roll, Senator Samantha, just say present if you're here.
Present.
Senator Catherine.
She's coming.
Senator Sidney.
Present.
Senator Connor.
Present.
Senator Nate.
Present.
Senator Nick.
He's coming.
Senator Lilly.
Present.
Senator Vivi.
Present.
Senator Lindsay.
Present.
Senator William.
Present.
Senator Subi.
Present.
Senator Sage.
Present.
Senator Teddy.
Present.
Senator Jacob.
Present.
Senator Sina.
Senate.
I'm present.
Senator Olivia.
Present.
Senator Griffin.
Present.
Senator Logan.
Present.
Senator Nickel.
Present.
Nikhil.
Senator Evan.
Present.
Senator Quincy.
Present.
Senator Stella.
Present.
Senator Tyler.
Present.
Senator Lucy.
Present.
So at present, we have Senators Nick and Catherine who are, I'll say, excused. Okay. Seventh order of business, third reading of bills. So this is the third reading and final passage. After debate today on this bill, you'll take a roll and pass or fail the bill. So the clerk would normally read the bill. I'll just describe it. This is Senate Bill 5467, an act relating to including nuclear energy in the definition of a qualified alternative energy resource for purposes of RCW 19.29A.090. So to start debate, the president calls on Senator Lucy to commence debate.
Hello, my name is Lucy, and proposition is Senate Bill 5467, which would make nuclear power a qualified alternate energy source. Nuclear power should definitely be considered as an alternate source of energy because it is environmentally friendly. Out of all the clean energy sources, nuclear power releases the least amount of air pollution, and air pollution causes a lot of other problems. Also, there is more technology nowadays that can help keep the reactors from hurting the environment. If this bill got passed, we would have another renewable energy source that is good for the environment. And we need more energy because our world is full of technology, and that technology needs electricity, from charging your phones, turning on the lights, to even making food. And we want this energy to be clean and good for the environment. And so this is why Senate Bill 5467 should be passed.
Thank you. Senator Sage.
Good morning, Honorable Committee Chair. My name is Sage, and today I'll be raising concerns about Senate Bill 5467. First, I'd like to comment on what the proposition has said. Although the proposition states nuclear power is more efficient, I say the efficiency benefits of nuclear power are trumped by the noxious waste that a nuclear plant gives off. The toxic waste is harmful to human health, and if mismanaged, can wreak havoc on our environment. In addition, this waste is non-renewable and hard to dispose of. Places that contain radioactive waste are unusable and dangerous. Therefore, Honorable Chair, we should not pass Senate Bill 5467 on the condition that disposal is a lengthy, non-sustainable, and dangerous process. Almost 2/3, or 56 out of 99, all nuclear-related accidents have occurred in the U.S. Committee Chair, nuclear plants are dangerous and lead to disastrous accidents that are fairly common. Passing Senate Bill 5467 has the potential to endanger our citizens' lives and exacerbate the environmental problems that we face today. Nuclear disasters are often and release radioactive material into the environment, damaging it and causing cancer, among other issues, to humans who dare to venture into a radioactive zone. Nuclear accidents pollute water, mutate the environment, and make cancer rates quote-unquote soar among people who live in contaminated areas. In the Tri-Cities, where nuclear plants are being proposed to be built, more than 150,000 people live in those areas, and an accident could spread to other densely populated areas in the surrounding vicinity. Passing Senate Bill 5467 will impact the 150,000 plus people who will be affected by an impending nuclear disaster. Thank you.
Thank you, Senator Sage. Senator Tyler.
If the Columbia Generation Station is replaced by a natural gas plant, it would be the equivalent of putting 600,000 cars on the road. I'm Tyler, and I'm here for the proposition side of the bill. Nuclear energy is a very efficient form of energy, and will be necessary for more advanced space explorations. If nuclear energy was considered a renewable form of energy, more people would be interested in it, and opportunities would grow. According to the U.S. Department of Energy, nuclear energy is also the only way to get enough power for a multi-year space exploration. Do you use electricity? Would you like to only have electricity 25 to 50% of the time? Well, solar and hydro are currently the two most promising forms of renewable energy, and they are only available 25 to 50% of the time. If this bill is passed, nuclear energy will be the most promising form of renewable energy and will be available 95% of the time. That, combined with other forms of renewable energy, would mean we could get very close to using renewable energy 100% of the time. Thank you.
Thank you, Senator Tyler. Senator Subi.
Every dollar spent on nuclear energy is one less dollar spent on clean renewable energy, and one more dollar spent on making the world a comparatively dirtier place. Mark Z. Jacobson, a Stanford professor. Hello, my name is Subi, and I am here in extreme opposition to this bill. First, to address the Senator Tyler's points. He said that hydroelectric power and solar power were available 25 to 50% of the time, and nuclear power is available 95% of the time. But nuclear energy is only temporary, as there's a limited resource of it. And according to the McGraw-Hill Science and Technology Encyclopedia, there are only 10 to the power 17 kilograms of uranium in the entire universe. And as for the supply on Earth, under the current energy usage, it will, if it continues to rise at the rate that it is, it will survive for 200 years the amount on Earth anywhere. Also, nuclear energy should not be made into a qualified alternative energy resource because it isn't renewable and therefore will open the door for more, far less renewable resources such as oil and coal. And do you want that? Do we really want our kids, friends, and family, and the generations to come after us to have a very polluted Earth? Well, here's my reasoning. Renewable energy.
Senator Subing, I'm going to have to ask you to wrap up for time's sake.
Okay. Okay then. Well.
Just your concluding set. That's okay. Nice job. Okay. Senator Stella.
Senator Subing mentioned that the passing this bill would be very expensive and that nuclear energy is very expensive, but 5% of the people in Washington state that could have jobs are unemployed. And by passing this bill, we would employ many Washington citizens that could have jobs. It will positively affect the economy of Washington state. Considering nuclear energy as an alternate energy source will provide more jobs and increase pay. If this bill is passed, businesses will be allowed tax breaks, which would create an opportunity for employers to provide raises for current employees or hire new employees. Also, it would encourage businesses to use more nuclear energy because it is more affordable than other sources, which would result in the making of more nuclear energy power plants. For every nuclear plant that is made, on average, 530 people are employed. Rather, for every solar plant that is made, only 100 to 450 people are employed. Thank you.
Thank you, Senator Stella. Senator William.
Hello, my name is Senator William, and I'm speaking in opposition of Senate Bill 5467. The mining, use, and disposal of uranium is by no means environmentally sustainable. Uranium, which was, quote, formed in supernovas about 6.6 billion years ago, is by definition not a renewable source of energy, and it is expensive to mine, refine, and transport. Every year, 2,000 metric tons of nuclear waste is produced a year worldwide, which needs to be looked after for tens of thousands of years when it reaches safe levels of radiation. If not properly handled, it can lead to catastrophic events, such as at Hanford, a former nuclear complex in Washington that was decommissioned after its disaster. The net environmental impact of this form of energy is extremely high, and it is a threat to the health and safety of everyday Washingtonians who crave the great outdoors. Now, this bill actually will not accomplish very much because there are currently no working nuclear plants in Washington, and so it won't really benefit our economy by adding this to the list of alternative energies. And they said that nuclear energy is sustainable due to its lack of carbon emissions. However, this is misleading because while this is true, the actual obtaining and disposal of uranium is by no means sustainable. And with today's technology, we cannot mine, refine, and transport uranium without major environmental drawbacks. Thank you.
Senator Williams. Senator Quincy.
Nuclear energy is 5 million times more effective than fossil fuels. Hello, my name is Quincy, and I will provide you with the reason why nuclear energy should be qualified as an alternative energy source. First of all, nuclear energy is very efficient. The energy it consumes is drastically less than other energies, such as coal. The Columbia Generating Station, which is a nuclear power plant in Washington, uses 1 ton of fuel per year to make 9.6 kilowatts of energy a year. Compare that to the 5 million tons that coal uses to create the same amount of energy. It's 5 million times more energy per ton than coal. 10 billion pounds of fuel is consumed in coal, but nuclear power plants doesn't. So many points that the opposition has made is how dangerous nuclear energy is. However, they risk very little compared to what other energy sources have caused. There have been more accidents with other types of energy, such as hydroelectric power, which is the leading source of power in our state. Those accidents can include stuff such as the Oroville Dam breach that happened very recently, and it displaced hundreds and hundreds of thousands Hydroelectric power is the leading source of power in Washington. It produces 75% or so of our power, but we still use it despite the risks. Nuclear energy has less risks and is more efficient, which is why it should definitely be considered an alternative energy source. Thank you.
Thank you, Senator. Senator Lindsay.
So, hi, my name is Lindsay, and I am speaking in serious opposition to Senate Bill 5467. Most of the points that the proposition has made is that generally it is extremely efficient and it's good for the environment. Well, it might be efficient, but it's also incredibly expensive. There are only 16 countries left in the world that have uranium, and the U.S. is not on the top of that list. We don't have that much anymore. So first of all, even if as William said, it's fairly useless because even if we start the power plant, the uranium's going to be gone, and the uranium's going to be gone soon. There's not that much left, and so generally they're going to be useless. The plants are going to be useless when the uranium is left up. And so we have to go to other countries overseas to go find and mine uranium, which is extremely expensive, bad for the environment, and also we have to work on getting permission from those countries to actually go and mine the uranium, which is a long and tedious process anyways. It's also not that fantastic for the environment because of the eutrophication that comes from the uranium and the other chemical runoff from the power plant. Thank you.
Thank you, Senator Lindsay. Senator Evan.
Nuclear energy is the power of the future. I'm Evan, and I'm fighting for Bill 5467. We all use lights and tons of energy. We all know that cars are leading towards electricity. For example, Audi, a widely known car company, is already started thinking about their new Audi e-trons. This has already been in process for a while, as they copyrighted this a while ago. Hybrids are already on the market. These cars are providing an alternative to completely gas-powered cars. This is one step closer to the electric cars of the future. This will mean a lot of power is needed, and all of the other sources are not as effective. If there's a drought, hydroelectric power is not as effective. If it's cloudy, and which is the case a lot in Washington, solar power lacks energy. And when stops and starts, which means that wind power is at a stop and start pace. Nuclear power is a long-lasting source of energy, which will be able to power a future. There are new technologies making disposal safer and for both people and the environment. In essence, properly managed nuclear power will save the environment.
Ask you to conclude. Evan, just ask you to conclude for time. Just your concluding statement, please.
Thank you.
Thank you, Senator Evan. Senator Vivi.
According to the Nuclear Energy Institute, a typical nuclear power plant generates 20 metric tons of used nuclear fuel a year. Hello, my name is Vivi, and today I'm arguing that although nuclear energy is clean, the waste it produces is not. Now that argument has already been covered by the opposition, so I'm going to move on to refutations of the proposition. So something that I heard a lot, particularly from Senator Quincy, was that it's incredibly efficient and that something like hydroelectric power has similar drawbacks. However, hydroelectric power has drawbacks in the short run, but nuclear power has extreme repercussions both in the short run and in the long run.
According to Stanford University, some waste products will generate considerable heat as they decay, while others will remain intensely radioactive for very long time periods. Although it exacerbates the issue of global warming, nuclear power still poses globally significant risks. The issue of the future has not been touched on most at all by my team, and yes, although it is efficient now, we do not have the resources and we should not be using this get out of jail free card. Thank you.
Thank you, Senator Bibby. Senator Nikhil.
And just to jump in here really quick, I am keeping track on the board, like if you're getting too close to your time. So if you think you're running long, I'm writing up here like wrap it up or you have 10 seconds left.
Hi, my name is Nikhil, and before I start my own argument, I'm going to refute some of the oppositions. A lot of them stated that nuclear waste is extremely dangerous and it could have some serious repercussions. But facilities are designed and follow strict regulations to ensure that there is no accident. An example is steel walls, that extremely thick steel walls that keep the radiation in. Now, Senator Williams said that Washington, it doesn't have a power plant in it currently, so it won't positively affect the economy. But there is always an opportunity to create one. And these facilities are extremely good for the economy. They cause indirect and direct spending. And according to the Nuclear Energy Institute, the 99 nuclear reactors in the United States are employing over 100,000 workers. That means, on average, for every nuclear reactor, 1,010 jobs will be given. Thank you.
Thank you, Senator Nikhil. Senator Lilly.
Okay, so good afternoon. I'm Lily, representing the general public on this bill in strong opposition. Senator John McCoy said, "The issue is, do we move nuclear to the top of the list and only support nuclear? The answer is no." Passing SB 5467 requires Washington State to mine uranium. Additionally, Washington State has no place to store nuclear waste. Because of this, it would require Washington State to use more of its budget on transporting nuclear waste out of the state, causing more and more pollution. Some nuclear facilities get away with bypassing health laws for multiple years, causing them to harm the environment and employees in the area. The Smith Highland nuclear plant got best practice environmental management system, only to be found to be breaking several different rules from the DEQ, causing them to pay a fine of $1.4 million. Violations of this could magnify our state's health issues as well as putting power companies in debt. Thank you.
Thank you, Senator Lilly. Senator Logan.
Good morning, my name is Logan. I'm vouching for Senate Bill 5467. Nuclear energy has been proven to be consistently 3 times cheaper than other forms of energy, according to the NEI and FERC. My argument is that nuclear energy is cost efficient. According to the World Nuclear Association, average nuclear production costs were 2.4 cents per kilowatt in 2014. In addition, a graph constructed by the Federal Energy Regulatory Commission and Nuclear Energy Institute shows that throughout the last 20 years or so, the U.S. electricity production costs for nuclear energy was much less than that of coal and gas. Now onto my rebuttals. Senator Williams said that the bill doesn't do anything because there aren't any nuclear power plants being proposed in Washington. However, this bill can bring power plants to Washington because it's making it easier to do so. They said that nuclear accidents and contamination are very dangerous, but the chances of this are very low. A report from the World Nuclear Association says the odds of a nuclear accident are low and declining, and that more and more safety measures are being taken to make sure an accident doesn't happen. My argument is that nuclear energy is cost efficient. Thank you.
Thank you, Senator Logan. Has Senator Nick returned?
Yes.
Senator Nick.
All right. So, hello, my name is Nick, and I'm here in opposition against Bill 5467. So, nuclear energy does not have a history of doing good things to the environment, and what really has happened a lot is in the event of certain things such as a nuclear meltdown, most areas after most meltdowns, the area where the nuclear plant was almost becomes inhabitable, as the radiation is incredibly expensive and hard to remove of. A few examples of this are Hanford and Eastern Washington, as the cleanup project is still being done on that and is costing thousands of dollars. Not only that, but many of the workers at Hanford have mostly gotten very sick with certain diseases from most of the radiation. Another example is Fukushima in Japan, which was a meltdown caused by an earthquake that also created a tsunami. Many fish in the area ended up becoming mutated and dying really fast. What happens is that we can't write off these nuclear meltdowns as just a small possibility, as the effects are devastating. Thank you.
Thank you, Senator Nick. Senator Griffin.
Hello, my name is Griffin Day, and I'm here supporting the nuclear energy bill. You have addressed the dangers of nuclear energy and certain catastrophes like the Chernobyl disaster. The main cause of these disasters is human error. If we found a way to automate the process using machines, we would be able to eliminate human error and prevent disasters like Chernobyl. With machines making a plethora of products we use today, they can surely help us make nuclear energy safer by taking humans out of the equation. Did you know that 19% of the United States energy is nuclear? If this bill passes, we will be able to provide clean and renewable energy to the citizens of Washington State. Currently, the Columbia Generating Station is creating 9% of all the power in Washington State. With nuclear energy ready 93% of the time, higher than the 50% hydroelectric power is available, and higher than the 25% that solar energy is available, this power is strong and ready for use. With this bill, the people of Washington State will directly benefit from this new and good energy. Thank you.
Thank you, Senator Griffin. Senator Nate.
Nuclear energy may be an alternative energy source, at least under this bill, but it's certainly not a clean one. It may not produce carbon emissions, but it does produce nuclear waste. And more than nuclear waste, it creates extremely bad health effects on the surrounding population. After the Chernobyl disaster, Ukrainian citizens living in and around the center of the blast found that pediatric thyroid cancer rates went up 5%. For every gray that they were exposed to, that is every specific amount of radiation per kilogram of their body. And the thing is that at least 10 to 50 grays were exposed to each person, according to the World Health Organization, which is at least a 50% increase in pediatric thyroid cancer likelihood. We cannot risk to allowing disasters like that to happen and hurt the children of Washington State. Thank you.
Senator Nate. Senator Olivia.
Hello. Have talked about the repercussions of nuclear accidents. Just as in any other energy industry, nuclear power plants aim to minimize the likelihood of accidents and avoid any deaths. According to a professor at the University of Pennsylvania, the average number of deaths per nuclear meltdown in the United States is 400. Air pollution from coal burning is estimated to be causing 10,000 deaths per year. There would have to be 25 nuclear meltdowns each year for nuclear power to be as dangerous as coal burning. Did you know that Idaho employs 3,900 people in their nuclear energy department? I'm Olivia, and I'll be arguing in favor of Senate Bill 5467. If we pass this bill, we could bring those jobs to Washington, could employ thousands of citizens, and overall boost the economy of Washington state. The Columbia Generating Station in the southeastern part of Washington provides jobs for thousands of people, could power the entire city of Seattle, and give 9% of all energy consumed in Washington state. The nuclear energy industry could play an important role in job creation and economic growth, providing both near-term and lasting employment for the state of Washington. Thank you.
Thank you, Senator Olivia. Senator Connor.
$40,000 people died in the Chernobyl disaster because of harmful nuclear effects. Hello, esteemed chair. My name is Connor, and passing this bill would be a huge negative of our state's mission of renewability. It would be hypocritical to pass it because nuclear waste is bountifully produced by nuclear power plants, and there is no good way to store it now. The current way that we store it is by making artificial pools underground and just dumping the waste into those pools. And we're going to run out of space, and personally, I would rather not have a nuclear pool underneath my house and my family's houses. Not make me feel safe. And if a nuclear power plant does blow up, it leaves harmful radiation in the area for many dozens of years. And all the land that your family could have had for generations, it could basically be destroyed because of the nuclear radiation, and it would not be usable. Thank you.
Thank you, Senator Connor. Senator Senna.
Nuclear energy facilities avoided 564 million metric tons of carbon dioxide in 2015 across the United States. This is nearly as much carbon dioxide as is released by 128 million cars, which is more than all US passenger cars, according to NEI. Hi, I'm Senna. I'm here today on the proposition side. My opponents have stated that nuclear energy cannot be considered as a renewable resource, but according to Stanford University, what makes something a renewable resource is if it uses a natural material and can be sustained over a long period of time. According to a University of Pittsburgh professor, Bernard L. Cohen, nuclear energy has at least 1,000 more years of productivity at its hands, which makes it a renewable resource. On to my own argument, which is nuclear energy is a clean, resourceful alternative for energy options. Nuclear energy is cost-efficient and affordability, combined with its ability to use less land compared to other resources and its efficiency for not emitting carbon dioxide, teams up to create a very powerful source that is very useful and shall be utilized by the public. Thank you.
Thank you, Senator Senna. Senator Sidney.
Hello, my name is Sydney, and I encourage you to vote no on Senate Bill 5467. It is not economically feasible for Washington State to raise nuclear energy in its energy portfolio to this extent. If Bill 5467 were to pass, it would raise demand for nuclear energy significantly. But in Washington State, we only have one nuclear power plant, the Columbia Generating Station, which would likely not be able to support the state's nuclear energy demand with the passing of this bill. The next nuclear plant that will be built in the Northwest is planned for construction in Idaho by 2026. But the Idaho project will only supply Idaho and Utah with nuclear power. So we can assume operators at the Columbia Generating Station would have their hands full. And let me remind you of the increased risk of cancer posed to these workers, shown in a study published by the National Institutes of Health. In conclusion, passing this bill would raise the demand for nuclear energy in a way that Washington State has minimal plans to fulfill in the foreseeable future, and a fuel and industry that endangers workers in a way that the workers, the people, and I would hope our government would not want to do. Thank you.
Thank you, Senator Sidney. Senator Jacob.
Hi, I'm Senator Jacob, and I am in proposition of Senate Bill 5467. I've heard many people on the opposing side mention that it takes time, money, and sometimes even human lives to pay for all the nuclear disasters that might happen. However, this is undermined by the fact that only one nuclear disaster is predicted to happen every 50 years. In addition to that, only 400 people die a year because of nuclear accidents, compared to coal's 10,000. That's quite a big difference. Hello. Contrary to what some people think, nuclear energy is actually one of the safest options when it comes to clean energy, and was labeled as safe by the World Health Organization. The only carbon emissions from a nuclear energy plant are the emissions that come out of building the plant itself. In fact, because of this, it is the most effective and long-term solution for reducing carbon emissions, as there are only 2 energy sources that have less carbon emissions, but they also produce less energy. The only waste that comes out of this is nuclear waste, which can easily be isolated until it has lost some radiation. Thank you.
Thank you, Senator Jacob. Is Senator Catherine returned?
Yes.
Senator Catherine.
If people are not careful about the storage of waste, the cleanup cost could be billions of dollars. Hello, I'm Catherine, and passing this bill will negatively affect Washington State. So, as Senator Jacob mentioned, one nuclear disaster is thought to happen per 50 years. But for that we know from Hanford that cleanup can take over 40 years and over $14.8 billion. So that seems pretty unproductive if it's taking 50 years for each disaster to happen, but over 40 years to clean up. We'll always be cleaning up something and spending tons of money. And because we're going to be spending like billions and billions of dollars, not all that money will go to companies, so we won't be able to pay for more jobs or for more salary raises. We're going to be putting all that money towards cleanup. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you, Senator Catherine. Senator Teddy.
So a lot of people have made the argument that nuclear waste has a large effect on the environment, but other forms of supposedly clean energy can have a very harmful effect on the environment as well. For example, hydro, which provides 75% of our power in Washington, hurts native fish and especially salmon, and it's very harmful because it blocks up rivers and they can't spawn. And solar takes up so much space in order to generate a small amount of power that it can hurt fragile desert ecosystems by covering up the ground from the sunlight. While nuclear plants take up a small amount of space and emit only steam. Some have also argued that because there are no nuclear plants in Washington, then this bill won't help the economy. What this bill will do is give investors incentive to put their money into building nuclear plants in Washington so we can have a cleaner power supply. Thank you.
Thank you, Senator Teddy. And to close debate, Senator Samantha.
According to the Switch Energy Project, all benefits have costs. Hello, my name is Samantha, and I will be arguing against the nuclear energy bill. Passing this bill would negatively affect the population in health and safety risks and hazards. This bill would pave the way for nuclear power plants to continue to grow and expand. As one of the proposition party members said, it will create jobs, but safety risks and hazards are posed to all of the workers at a power plant, along with all the people living within a 50-mile range of it. According to READY, a government site to help people in the event of an emergency, nuclear radiation, if not contained properly in the event of emergency, can both be harmful to the people, the environment, and can potentially contaminate water and food sources. Additionally, the proposition has also stated that there are safety measures taken to prevent any accidents. But at EBR-1, a power plant in Idaho, despite safety measures, there was still a nuclear accident. Passing this bill would place more citizens at risk. Thank you.
Thank you. So, seeing debate is finished, the secretary will call the roll. I'll call the roll on the final passage of Senate Bill 5467. So, if you're in favor, aye. Opposed, no. Senator Lucy.
And again, you can vote. You don't have to vote your side. You're given the arguments. What do you vote?
Aye.
Senator Sage.
Nay.
Senator Tyler.
Nay.
Senator Subi. Senator Subi, didn't hear your vote.
Nay.
Senator Stella.
Nay.
Senator William.
Aye.
Senator Quincy.
Aye.
Senator Lindsay.
Nay.
Senator Evan.
Aye.
Senator Vivi.
Aye.
Senator Nikhil.
Aye.
Senator Lilly.
Nay.
Senator Logan.
Aye.
Senator Nick.
Nay.
Senator Griffin.
Aye.
Senator Nate.
Nay.
Senator Olivia.
Aye.
Senator Connor.
Aye.
Anna.
Aye.
Senator Sidney.
Aye.
Senator Jacob.
Nay.
Senator Catherine.
Aye.
No.
Senator Catherine, you were an aye, right?
Yes.
Senator Teddy.
Aye.
Senator Samantha.
Nay.
The ayes have it. Golf, Nay wins.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. The vote is 14 aye, 10 no. The bill, having received the constitutional majority, is declared passed. Measure will be sent to the House. Thank you all. That was a really good debate. How do you guys feel about the debate? I think it covered every basis that I could think of, including future energy demands and where the source is and the waste, both sides on that issue. As usual, you guys impressed me. Again, it seems like every time I come and before you, I'm just all the more impressed. So anyway, Corey, you've done a great job, again, prepping the class, and it's been my pleasure to be a part of your studies this year. So anyway, good luck to you the rest of the way, and
Well, thank you so much.
What's that?
Can we hold on to you for just 1 second?
Sure.
Can I have somebody volunteer to give some appreciation to our illustrious lobbyist, Sage?
Thank you so much for just taking time out of your day to just come and help us students kind of get more educated about the civic system, because it's true, we are the future, so we should be educated about these types of things, and I think you've provided a really well-rounded type of education for us about civics.
Good.
Vivi, you want to add on?
Yeah, I wanted to say thank you so much for making sure that everything was as accurate as possible as you could have been to what it actually would have been in the debate. And I really appreciate all the time and thought that you've spent like educating us.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Great. Good deal. Well, I look forward to seeing some of you in live debate on the floor in Olympia at some point. I've had no doubt that that will be the case as well. So thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you so much for your time, and hopefully you'll have a great rest of your day and it won't pour down on you and, crazy weather.
Summer's here on the way. Thanks, guys. Thanks.
Thank you. Have a good day.
Okay,
Bye.